early today just to see what is up with people. Man, you can tell we have humidity because the hair is bed springs. Bed springs, I tell you. Anyway, we'll go and start doing the serious stuff in about 2 minutes. But I needed to check and see how things are going. They're messing with Restream, which is what I use. Try this new experience, do this, do that. It's like, no, we're good with what we got. We're fine. So, and I got some stories to tell people this time. So, hopefully, we'll be able to do this without a bunch of weather. We have had thunderstorms and tornado warnings, and it's been absolutely nuts for about a week. But there's nothing out there right now, pure daylight, no clouds in particular that look menacing. So we should do all right. We'll see. Okay. Got about a minute to go. Haven't even finished my morning coffee yet. So, and this is the Harley cup, or little ginger ninja. Sleep all day, party all night. Which is what he does. So, I would be very interested to know. Okay, now everybody is coming in. Good. All right, I would be very interested to know how this is running for people, because I know we used to have a whole bunch of trouble when I was doing lives direct on Facebook, but these seem to be going a little bit better. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Missy. Hey, Lynn. Brenda, hold on, darling. I'm going to do a little chat first today before everybody gets started. Since we have 11 seconds before I'm officially on it too. So hang on here. And one, and boom. There we are. It's 2 o'clock. Hi guys, it's Corbie Mitleid. Weather has been insane here for the week, but today, no thunderstorms, no tornado warnings, so we should have no problem. It's been an interesting week. Otherwise, I was talking with my fabulous spirit sister and brilliant marketer, Bernadette Carter King, and we're messing with my look a little bit. So you may see an edgier Ma Feathers sometime in the next couple of months. We're messing with it, but it won't necessarily be the typical postmenopausal life coach with elegant schmata and a piece of crystal. How it's going to go, I don't know, but I will be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Other thing, big news. Ta-da! You guys all know my book. You've got the Magic Who Needs a Genie. If you are thinking of doing what I do professionally, healer, reader, vendor, you want this book. But you want to wait a week. Why? We have revised it for 2023. It will be available a week from tomorrow. And we have tightened it up. We've taken out links that don't work. We now have an update page on the You've Got the Magic website itself. And it's just, I'm so delighted with it. My fabulous editor, Bernie Jean, came out of retirement. She now is an Ayurvedic instructor. And she said, but for you, I'll go back and do the stuff that we used to do. So it's great. I'm excited. If you are looking at doing this the way I do it, don't reinvent the wheel. Get that book. Take advantage of the 18 years I did out there on the road. Take everything I learned and run with it. I tell people I'm 68. I'm not going to be here forever. It's time for the rest of you to step up. All right. Instructions, especially for the new people. Notice at the bottom, you have a ticker. Those are all the rules. You have to follow them. Last month, somebody thought I was really, really mean because I insisted that people follow the rules. Well, I do it. So I'm sharp and I give you the best readings and it's fair to everybody. Okay. So read that ticker. Those are all the rules. I remind people that there are certain things that I don't do. I don't do health questions. I'm not a witch. I'm not an animal communicator. For them, you go to the people that I recommend. Health Intuitive Readings, Stacy Wells, best buddy of mine for 25 years. She can literally look into your DNA. She's the one who found my third bout of breast cancer before the doctors did. Brujeria, Occult Supplies, Katrina and Eric Rasbold, crossroadsoccult.com. Fabulous, the real deal. And Animal Communications, you go to Catherine Knox. She does now have a website, catherineknox.com. In our household, she's known as Auntie K. And when she's on Zoom with me, all my cats come running from wherever because they all want to talk to Auntie. Fabulous. Okay? Now, I see lots and lots and lots and lots of people are giving me questions. So let's get cracking on it. And we'll see. Brenda was the first. Should I sell my camp? Of course, I read that and I immediately see, should I sell my catnip? And I'm saying, I know I have 3 people here who would buy it. But no, you're talking about your camp. Okay, hang on. All right, 2 cards if you do and if you don't. If you do, I think that you will have more than one buyer for it, so there may be a bit of bidding war. That's not bad. If you don't, you know, it's where you have your little kingdom. So unless you have to sell it, don't. Okay, that's still a little bit of where your heart lies. Hey, Missy, I'm good. I'm good. 12 hours of sleep last night after the one-day show I did in Gloversville yesterday does wonders. My fabulous coach, Michael Arrington, said, you look so rested. I said, 12 hours of sleep. That's going to do it. Hello, Linda, LaRonda, Christy. Okay. Dubai, what does my spirit guide want to tell me? All right. Remember, spirit guides do take me a little bit longer than cards, so give me a sec. All right. Interesting. Christo, you've got a band. I am serious. They immediately gave me Sahara Dunes, which, you know, you're in Dubai, it's no surprise. But this was a ragtag traveling band, drums, cymbals, and yet, even though their instruments were very primitive, they made music that was glorious and everyone came to see them. This is not saying go start a band. But what this is telling me is your guides are saying there are some things in your life that may look ordinary to you. But if you spend a little time with them, really take them in, you're going to find that there is something wonderful and glorious and a new opportunity that looking more deeply into the ordinary is going to bring you. So go play, surround yourself with music if you can. But there is something that you are overlooking because to you it's very ordinary, but to the rest of the world it would be brilliant and wonderful and needed. Okay? All right. Asti Dersakarian, I hope I'm not botching that. How I can improve my relationship with my aunt who that lives in Iran. Okay. Asti, you say born in Austria. I need where you live. I'll let you slide this time because I'm getting a feel on that. For you, I'm going to use my Osho Zen deck because it is very philosophical. And when we're looking at situations like this, it can also often help. First card is traveling. I don't know if you get to spend time in Iran with her or she can come to where you live. But the first thing is make sure that there is what I call nose-to-nose time, not just Zoom. Second, the possibilities card says that, yes, things can improve. One of the things I'm going to talk to you about is called deep listening. We all of us, have a bad habit of we hear somebody start talking to us and immediately our mind starts to focus on how we want to answer them. We don't listen to the second half of what they're saying. So they're saying your possibilities lie in deep listening, truly without judgment, just listening to what she has to say and how she's expressing herself. The third card is fighting. And that to me is part of the problem, is there is an unconscious fight aspect to everything that she is saying. I don't know if she is used to people not listening to her or what, but if there's a way you can listen and just, you don't have to agree with it, but you listen and you take it in. You don't immediately go back at her. There's a chance that she will be so surprised at that, her shielding will drop, and you'll be able to talk to her a little more thoroughly. Okay? Ursula, what is the best way for me to recover from the breakup with my partner and get back into my power? Okay. 3 cards. First, the sorrow. Yes, you can grieve, but don't wallow in it. Don't see yourself as drowning in it. I own this sorrow. If I stop being sorrowful, does it mean it didn't matter? No, it doesn't. But you have to put a cap on it, because your mind is not your heart, but your mind is what is not letting go. Third, every single day that you feel even the smallest move forward to your power, to being who you were before, that is a day of success. You write it down, you keep a journal. It's not a gratitude journal. It is, this is how I regained myself today. And as you do that, a bit at a time, you're going to find you have more and more entries in each day. You can do this. Hi, Eileen. Maria, is there any love in my future? All right, Maria, you're 70. So we will be looking for kings 60 and over. Take a look for about a year, see what we have. There's somebody in August, September. All right, I'm going to tell you, I don't even have to go further. September, remember, this is my card that talks about meeting of the minds. This is someone that you would meet because of similar interests, whether it's you go to the same art exhibit at a museum, you're rooting for the same football team, you are working for the same nonprofit, you take a class together. But my favorite card, of course, comes up in September. That's the Lover's card. And that says you could meet this guy tomorrow. You will start out as friends, and it moves over the months towards romance. You have to give it a chance. A lot of people think, oh, well, I'm 70. It has to happen fast. How old am I going to be? No, I don't care how old we are. If I had a client who was 65 and all of a sudden they died at 68, but at 65 they met that person and slowly grew into the relationship, those were 3 gorgeous, valuable years. So like I say, August and September of this year, I see possibilities. Take your time, savor it, don't rush it. Let's see. Hi, Brigitte. All right. We are blocking a Susanna SZ or ZS. She is a poacher. She immediately starts coming in and saying, talk to me for your free reading. Remember what I tell you about poachers. No professional worth their salt or their cards or their abilities will ever sneak into somebody's session the way I'm doing a session here and try to filch my clients. Those are the people who are obviously so bad they can't get clients honestly. And if they get their hands on your credit card, I guarantee you they will drain your account. If you ever see anything like that, you immediately bring it to my attention right here, and I will block them, just as I did now. Okay? Nada. Next 6 months, look for me any improvement and stability. Let me see. All right, for that we use Standard Tarot. Okay. July, August, September, October, November, December. All right. I don't see any coins per se in the next 6 months. No pentacles cards. This month may look really tough. It's the Tower card. You may have to pull the reins in. The best months for you, I think, will be September. The Alchemist card usually means money unexpected coming in. And November, victory through teamwork. If there is a way that someone can work with you in your financial situation, that's good. December, that's the blessings card. That's a card that says something will happen in December to help you breathe more easily financially. Okay? Okay, let's see. Angela, will I ever know my mother's secret? Angela, that's a tough one because is she alive? Is she dead? I have no idea. Okay? What I will do is pull one card from the philosophy deck to see if it matters. Again, the possibilities card, which says you may know, but it's not going to be known directly. You're going to have to find it through indirect means. Let's see. Patricia, spirit guides over the next 6 months. Okay. Patricia, I have to do. Patricia, where do you live? Remember, I'm trying to get a lot of things done, so I'm not being as careful as I should, but please, I don't know where you live. I don't know if it's Des Moines, Dubai, Denver. I want you to give your question again with where you live in the bubble, okay? Alejandra, I would like to tune in with the second semester, okay? Let me see what I'm doing. Hang on. Interesting. They're giving me 2 animal guides. They're giving me a bull and a squirrel. And the bull is, big, snort, ready to rock. But the squirrel keeps going in between its feet, so it can't get started. So the way I'm seeing that message from your guides is, in order to move forward in the second semester, there is someone who's going to try to distract your energy. There are urgent things and there are important things. Urgent things are things like, oh my God, I forgot my laundry. Important things are, I really need to finish my book manuscript. See that difference? The bull is ready to take on the important stuff, but the urgent keeps going in here. So you've got to focus. You've got to learn to say no to a lot of people second semester, because you're going to be able to grab hold of some bit of knowledge, formulate it, that's going to move you forward, but not if you let the little squirrels in your life distract you. Say no, be that bull, and bull your way forward. Okay, Monica P. Okay. All right. When you see all those triple numbers, it's very easy. Go look up angel numbers online. Okay, if you had one number, I might be able to pull that, but you give 5 different ones. So the possibly retiring thing is what your spirit guides are pushing me on. And even if the job is being eliminated, something tells me you should continue to work, but maybe not for somebody else. All right, if you just sit home without work, you're not going to be happy. So whether it is crafting, whether it is writing, whether it is finding another person to work with on a dual entrepreneurial thing, don't be afraid of the elimination, but don't just sit at home and worry. Start finding what you love and make that your next act. That is what your guides are telling me. Brigitte, boy, everybody wants to know spirit guides today. Okay. What does Brigitte's spirit guide have to say? Brigitte, it's an angel. It is an angel. And it's Raphael, but he's sitting exhausted. It looks like either a block of cement or a block of ice and he's fanning himself and sweating. Okay? This does not mean that you're driving him crazy, but it does mean that there is a concern that you are running yourself ragged. Okay? I'm sure that your spirit guide would speak a little better, but I'm going to assume if he's sitting on a block of ice, it's cool your butt and take a breather. I think you've also been juggling other people's information as well as yours, and you need to deal with yours. I mean, look, you live in Ontario with the fires and the smoke stuff. And that's one of the other things about the fan is please, please do whatever you can to keep your lungs clear, whether it's get a HEPA filter for the house or whatever. But there is a concern about your health. Cool your butt, clear the air, and that's important, at least for the next 6 weeks. Rhonda, will my yoga retreat farm be a success? All right, I can give you a couple of cards on this, Rhonda, but that's my specialty, is career. So I would highly recommend that if you want to deep dish this, you get a session with me, one-on-one. And for that, I want to remind people, summer sale now through Labor Day, 30-minute general readings and 60 are discounted. You'll find summer 30 and summer 60 are the codes. That way we can really look at the whole thing, the name, the branding, the timing, all of that. But for today, I'll pull 3 cards for you on it. The Tower card says the idea you have may have to be rethought. The World card says, yes, Connecticut is ready for it, and it is time for a new beginning. But the Tower card tells me that there is something in your life you've got to get rid of and clear before this is going to really happen. Let's see. Carolyn Gardner, I'm on a new life after married 27 years. Well, okay, I think I understand what you're saying, but Carolyn, you didn't put where you live. Okay? Put the question back. Tell me where you live. So it would be, Carolyn, my birthday, New York, or Toronto, or wherever it is, and then repeat your question. Hannah Joy, spirit message. Okay. Hannah, I'm seeing you holding a ring of keys. Okay. That's what chatelaines used to do in great manors or castles. It's like 20, 30 keys on a big ring. And it used to be to the front door, to the larder, to the wine cellar, whatever. And what your guide is telling me is you carry too many keys. You carry too many things that you no longer have to be responsible for in your own life. So it's time to do a clean out, whether it is literally a garage sale, whether it is going through old memories, burning your old journals. There are certain things that were key for you in the past that aren't now. You need to lighten that ring of keys, getting rid of everything from the past that's been holding you back. And don't think, well, maybe I'll use it later. If you do, it'll come back to you in a different form. Get rid of all those keys that no longer open doors of possibility for you. Okay. Let's see. Jennifer, Boston. I recently broke things off with someone saying it wasn't the right time. We both hope to be together long term. Did I make the right decision? Okay. The card says, very much in your head. Now, what does the Ace of Swords talk about? It talks about slicing right down the middle. Good, bad, truth, bull, keep it, dump it. Will you get back together in the future? You have to clear what you were both disappointed by. I think it's going to be maybe 3 years at least. Both of you need to grow up in different directions. Okay? So, Natalie Barbos from Colombia. Please guide me how I can move forward in my life. Thanks. Okay. That is such a big question. but I'll pull 3 cards from my philosophy deck, see what they have to say for you. First card, intensity. Now, intensity can be a wonderful thing, but sometimes when we're so intense, it's like, imagine keeping your fist like this for 45 minutes. When you try to relax it, it's like a clog. You can't do that. So intensity is good, but not all the time. You need some breathing space. Second, creativity. It is important that you live your life the way you want to, instead of everyone else telling you what you should want. They aren't living your life. They haven't faced your challenges. They don't know your heart. You have to start, maybe it's a vision board. Maybe it's one of those things. If you don't know, a vision board is a collage kind of thing where you put words that inspire you, pictures that inspire you. For me, my vision board would have a microphone on it. It might have a sold out sign, at Carnegie Hall, whatever. But those are the things that I put out to remind me what I'm moving forward towards. And third, the master. Now, the master is one of those odd cards. I'm going to tell you that you don't want to find a guru. Maybe you want to find a mentor. And what is the difference? My regulars know how I explain it. The mentor wants you to succeed. They don't mind if you eventually get better at what they do than they are. They understand that's how people grow. Gurus are the ones that always say, you're never there, you're never there, you have to buy my book, you have to go on a cruise, you have to do more. Achoo! 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 Sorry, guys. From childhood, never less than 3, never more than 9. But that is specifically how you need to move forward in your life. Okay? Watch out, mentor, yes, guru, no, as you find things to be creative about and give yourself breathing room to look at things in a more objective light. Okay, Petra, good job, Patricia. Okay. What direction should my life be heading in the next 6 months from your spirit guides? Okay. Let me see. Interesting. They are showing me you snowshoeing. Okay. Now, for those of you who live in summer country, snowshoes look like tennis rackets almost, but you attach them to your feet, and it's how you can walk on the snow and not sink down. So for you to be walking in snowshoes is not getting bogged down the way other people do. It says walk lightly. Walk lightly doesn't mean tippy toes, but it means don't barge into situations until you know what they're about. Even then, don't barge, walk. Realize that other people may get bogged down, but you have a way that you can avoid that. When people get stuck in the snow, they get cold and they can't move. Snowshoes will keep you above that, keep you still, solid, internally warm, with a direction. Okay, so that is a specific guide from your spirit guides. Linda, next 3 months, please. All right. August, September, October. I mean, we're halfway through July, so Fed July. Okay, so August, victory through teamwork. Go do something with friends, whether it's a cruise, whether it's a project, whether it's just a reunion. Do something with friends. September, if you don't have it, there is romance. Otherwise, the Lover's card means duality and choice. You will probably be presented with 2 really nice looking possibilities. Think about it carefully. Run toward what you want, not away from what you don't want. There's big energy difference there. October, that's the thing that says money in, money out. So Money will be fine in October. You may even have a little more than than usual, but there will be projects that you want to spend it for. Okay. For instance, if you got $4,000 in and then all of a sudden your iMac dies, well, that $4,000 that you got in unexpectedly would buy you your new computer. It's that kind of thing. Okay. But you look good. Elisa, what are my creative expressions from what to start to enjoy it for my soul? I'm not sure what you mean by creative expressions. If you want me to tell you whether you should do pottery or oil painting, no. But what I will do is I'm going to pull a specific card for you from my First Nations deck, which very often tells us the hidden inner motives that we have. And for you, Freeze Up Moon says identity, self-discovery, and vulnerability. So those are your creative expressions. It's your identity, the identity of others. The more deeply you go into your creativity, the more you will discover yourself. And the vulnerability, people get scared of that word, but you can't. When we are vulnerable, as Pema Chodron says, the brilliant Buddhist nun from Nova Scotia, that's our soft spaces. If we are not vulnerable in some way, we don't let people in. So realize these creative expressions for you, when you put yourself out there, it's going to be a little scary, but that is what is going to give your creative expressions power. Okay, Eileen, been working on a mosaic art table I built and ran into some epoxy issues, which I pretty much corrected. I am wondering if the second pour will go better, or will I need to do 2 or 3 more pours? Okay, that is strictly the cards. I know from nothing about what you're talking about, but that's okay. All right. Is the second pour going to go better? Yes. But this is a card that says communication. So whether it's a couple of YouTube videos, talking to somebody else who does what you do, gets a little feedback. So 2 pours or 3 pours more. You could get away with 2 pours, but 3 pours is on the money. Okay. Megan. Okay. More spirit guides. Let's see. All right. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to pop to Zoe Duncan Farrington. I will be happy to do that, but Zoe, you must be new. See at the bottom, your name, your birth date, where you're from. All that has to be in a balloon. So what I would appreciate is repeat your question, but give me your birth date and where you live, as well as your name. Okay? Okay, so back to Megan. Spirit guides. Let's see. All right. They're showing me a whole bunch of clocks on the wall. If you remember the beginning of the very first Back to the Future movie, I think that Doc had all those different clocks. Time is important for you. Not because you're getting toward the end, you know, you're 1983, not 1943. But my sense is you are going to feel very pressured for time between now and the end of the year. And you have to stop some of those clocks. What do I mean? What does your guide mean by some of the clocks? Is don't accept deadlines that other people give you. Stop those clocks entirely. You know, in my book, Clean Out Your Life Closet, I have a chapter called Stress as Mission Creep. And that's what they're saying is you say yes too often. You need to slow down. You need to say no, and you can't feel guilty about saying no, because otherwise I see so many people piling would you do me favors on you between now and the end of the year that you would choke. So it's a matter of no. No is a fabulous idea. Sorry, but no. Take the batteries out of those particular clocks and only look at the couple that are important to you. You don't say no often enough, and it's time you did. Okay, Iris Elizabeth, when do you see me living fully, enjoying life finally? Within 7 months, you're going to have a large difference that's going to take you from panic to peace. Okay? 7 months, something really good is going to happen that will relax you and bring more joy into your life. Okay. Let's see. Will work relations with some coworkers improve? Wish I had the name. Kathy Bray. You have to look at the bottom. Kathy Bray. Read the ticker at the bottom. Okay? Do everything that it tells you in there and resubmit your question. Okay. Work relations with coworkers. Let's see. Philosophy wants to give you how. Some of them are clinging to the past, meaning they're used to things being a certain way and they're not moving forward. That's not your fault. They need to change. Change will be, I think, forced upon them by their superiors. Have courage. It will get better, but you can't do anything about it. You just have to kind of sit, keep your head down, let the craziness go here, and let your bosses take care of it for you. George, how to pick up right partner in the future. Okay. Actually, if you're from Germany, I guess I should say Georg. I'm going to give you 4 cards that you need to bring to the relationship next that will make it work for you. First, it will take some spiritual growth on your part. Second, the mirror card says you must mirror back to your intended partner the good things that you want. If you want someone who keeps their apartment clean, neat, tidy, you can't have a sloppy one and expect them, as you get together, to keep theirs clean and yours too. You have to show them by action what you consider important in a relationship. Harmony is very important. Notice that there are 3 hands playing. That third hand, a lot of people have trouble with, because in a relationship, there is always compromise. So you need to learn how to compromise. It's not all their way, all your way. When you learn compromise, that's a lot of spiritual growth. And fourth, respect your partner's boundaries and expect them to respect yours. If you got those 4 things down, I think your next relationship is going to be very successful. Okay. Zoe. Zoe, I'm so sorry, darling. Where do you live? Okay. This is the kind of thing that drives people crazy, because I ask them and they put in part of it, but I make them do the whole thing. I'm one of those teachers that'll look at you, like this. But the reason is, if you say that you're living in Antarctica, then I would tune into different energy than I would if you said you're living in Philadelphia. That's why where you live is important, especially for a relationship reading. Also, the thing I'm going to tell you, Zoe, do you have a relationship or do you want one? That's different. 2 very different questions. So rejig what you're doing and give it to me back with everything that I need. Name, birth date, where you live, and the clear question. And you're from the UK. Okay. I'll give it a shot, Zoe, but you're not telling me if you're in a relationship or not, and that's important. Okay. I will pull 3 cards for you. This is the King of Love, so there is somebody either with you or soon in the future. This is a Vision Quest card. The relationship you're in or the very next one, you have to look inside, because I think that things you used to want years ago may be presented to you in this relationship and you realize you don't want them anymore. That's okay. You don't have to ditch the relationship, but you and the relationship both need to change. You need to see if you can move it to a more mature place, just as you are. Third, world opens up, maybe from someone who is not from the UK. Okay. Missy is giving me a something that I've never heard before. She says, thank you for all you do. P.S. Here is hot like hell and I'm sweating like whore in the church. I have never heard that expression. I think it's hilarious. Thank you, Missy. You have taught me something new today. Kathy Bray, birth date. I know, relationship rekindle from a past life. That's not a question. That's a phrase. And if you want a past life reading, that's something that I would do in a past life gallery. Okay. Carolyn Gardner, let me see. Didn't I already answer something from you? Hang on one second. Hold on. Okay. Thanks, Carolyn. That helps. It's a little clearer. New life path after 27 years married. Divorce is scary for women. Absolutely. What I want to tell you is no comparisons with other people who have been divorced. Okay? I've been divorced. I was okay. So some people are, some people aren't. You can make sure you are okay. This probably is a past life thing. I think that you have been abandoned in other lives, but that's just a quick here. I'm not getting specific past lives for you. And you too get the creativity card. You know, we women have so many talents that we dismiss, but they are what are called transferable skills. You will be able to land on your feet, but what you need to do is believe in yourself first, because if you go and you're obviously terrified, you can't make things work, that translates to everybody else, and they won't think you can either. Okay? Yes, I think you'll be able to make it. I really do. But if you want to go more deeply, do a general reading with me, and we can look at all the things that you have that you can work with. Let's see. Lori Piolucci. Okay. Spirit guides, next 3 months. Interesting. I see you sitting in a forest. Beautiful old growth forest, tall trees. And you're looking at a butterfly. Looks like a pearl crescent. Pearl, new word, crescent, like crescent moon. I think they look like monarchs, but they're smaller. Go look up. That's a real butterfly. Up in one of the taller branches, there is a dragon. And I'm not a fantasy person per se, so for me to see a dragon is unusual. The message I'm getting is big wings and little wings. Wings mean freedom. Wings mean flying from one place to another. So what your spirit guides are asking is, do you want a little movement, or do you want to really change your life in the next 3 months? You can either be the pearl crescent or the dragon, but you must decide where your energy lies. Do you want just something easy and soft, or are you willing to take the big flight and fight fire with fire when you need to? That's your message from your guides. All right. Okay. Kathy Bray, this is the second or third time it's a relationship reading. Kathy, I'm not sure what you want for a relationship reading, okay? Whether it's, do I have one? I've got something, what's going on? See, I know a lot of you, let me take a minute. A lot of you are very used to people who do one card readings, relationship reading, finance reading. And one card can sometimes give you information. If it's how long am I going to wait, and I pull a 7 and I say 7 months. But one of the reasons that I do these free reading hours for you is because I want to give you useful information. When you have been reading for 50 years the way I have, these cards speak to you immediately. but they can't guess what's in your head. That's why the more clearly you can give me a question that will answer what's in your heart, the better I can do for you. Okay? So for the relationship for Kathy, there's been some postponement. If there is movement that you're asking for, there's going to have to be some compromise if you want to keep a relationship together. And it's going to really take a lot of your concentration to do it. You have to decide, is this relationship worth as much as it's going to take from me? Jackie. Okay. Jackie, you didn't give me where you live. And I also want to address what you've asked for. No one is ever going to tell you your purpose. If they do, it's a fake. Why? Because no one is going to know your purpose but you. No one is going to know what it means for you. If you found me in Rob Schwartz's books, neither Stacy nor I nor any of the other psychics told you what your soul plan was. When I do a soul plan reading, it's because you have a life challenge that you're dealing with. I do have a consultation called Finding Your Sentence of Passion. Your sentence of passion is not who you are or what you do or even how you do it. It's your vapor trail. When you go skidding into heaven on bald tires and fumes in the tank, and God hands you a beer and says, "So tell me," you go, "I did this." Now, my sentence of passion is cross the bridge from fear to fearlessness and fly. When I can take a guy from point A to point B when he thought he couldn't make it, tap you on the shoulder and say, "Here are your wings. You don't need a flight plane. Get." I am living my bliss, but I've done it in every other job. But that is not something anyone else would know because they don't know my life for 68 years. Okay? So if you want to do a reading with me where we can deeply look at that, not in public, where some of your wounds would be open and everybody else is looking. No. We do this one-on-one. So I would recommend a general reading with me, or if there's another intuitive that you like, or you might want to look at my Sentence of Passion consultation. Okay? Shelley Dawson, Mayfield, Kentucky. Okay. I've been divorced for 2 years. Will I meet someone to love? She had too quick, so I was able to put it together. All right. We're looking for kings for you. 40 and over. Take a look for the next 12 months. All right, you are going to meet somebody in October. Remember what I say about the Lovers card, friends first, then lovers. And in the next 12 months, October is your month. Start out as friends with this person. Get to know them. Make sure that the two of you can laugh and he likes you without your makeup and hair done. And that has real promise. Okay. Hiya, Richard. Can my guides tell me anything I could be doing better or differently? Let's see. You can look at what you're experiencing more thoroughly. What does that mean? When things happen in coincidence, we've been wanting a vacation, and then we start hearing about everybody else taking a vacation, but we always give ourselves reasons why we can't. That's the universe saying, "Excuse me, but can we point this out to you?" Second, completion. I have a feeling that you may do a lot of things about 70% and then go on to something else. That's what I call cat energy, high on nip and too many toys. This is a year that you need to focus, okay? Remember your numerology, your birthday, July 8th, 7 plus 8 is 15, plus this year's master number of 7, 22. This is a 4-year this year. This is the year you want to have everything settled, because next year, a 5-year, there's going to be a lot of change, a lot of opportunity that if you have things hanging, you won't be able to take advantage of, okay? Okay, Asti, it's one question per person per per session so that I can get into everybody else. Catriona Otline. She is a fake. She is someone who steals. She is someone that we are not going to allow in. Okay? Remember, if you saw, she was addressing every single one of you. You're special. I have a reading for you. Fake, thief, poacher. Never respond to those. Ever. Okay. Crystal, have I already answered you, Crystal? I know your name. You're one of my regulars, I think. Let me double check. No, there's Brigitte Lang. So I know I saw a Lang. See, I don't have anybody helping me with this anymore. But that's okay. That's okay. You know, there we go. All right, so Crystal, messages for spirit guides, and you're in Mattawa, Ontario. You know, just generally, all of us down here are saying so many prayers for all of you in Ontario, Quebec, Nova Scotia, all the people with the fires. Yeah, this is climate catastrophe. And I've had some pretty bad days down here, but you have it all the time, and we are really, really worried about you. Please, please find ways to take care of your lungs. The fires will end eventually, but the damage to the lungs could be long-term. And that's not to you specifically, Crystal. That's to all of the Canadians that I love. All right, so spirit guide messages for you for the next 6 months. What I'm hearing from them is, where is the beauty in your life? And they're saying it with a little, it's not wistfulness, it's not frustration, but they're saying that you are so, I'm hearing the words, hell-bent on focus, that beauty is almost an afterthought for you. I don't want it to get in the way. I have things I need to do. They're showing me living in black and white, and you need more color, more comfort. I mean, instead of black and white, coarse linen, they're showing me a piece of deep blue silk. So it's that kind of thing. They want you to please find small ways, if you can't afford big ways, small ways to let the beauty in and give yourself the time and the concentration to take it in. That's what's missing for you. Okay. Gemma, Ecuador. Oh, she knows the soul plan books. Okay. Let me see what message that you have. First, if Jackie is asking how she inboxes me, Corbie at CorbieMitleid.com. Just make sure if she's trying to read everybody else, that's a no. I can't really tell. Poor Gemma. I keep bouncing around. All right, Gemma, give me a minute. Interesting. They show me you climbing a mountain, but there's grass and rock, so it's not like Mount Everest. You've got a pack on your back, but you're reaching back to children. So what that message is to me, children can be actual children, your children, other children, or it can be people who are simply younger than you are by a few years. You need to reach and help those who aren't where you are mentally, spiritually. Okay? With joy. These are not saying, save someone who is a drug addict. There are people who are not quite as far along the path. If you've read Rob's books, obviously you have a spiritual bent. And you can share what you have learned with them to help them walk the mountain of spirituality with you. You have some teaching energy around you, and that's a great thing. There are never enough teachers. Okay. So, how you inbox me. Let me just write that. This is how you contact me. It could not be simpler. There you go, guys. Corbie at CorbieMitleid.com. That's how you get directly to me. I always get the mail, and I'm pretty fast about answering within 24 to 48 hours. Okay. Let's see. Rosalie. Okay. Rosalie, you're probably new. I don't do health questions, but the person that I recommend right there, Stacey Wells, she's the best medical intuitive in the US. She is a dear friend of mine. She can literally look into your DNA. She has seen brain tumors people have missed. She saw my cancer before the doctors got it. She is fabulous. So take a look. You can find her at staceywells.com and tell her that I sent you. And the reason I tell people to do that when I send them to Stacey, no, I do not get a kickback. But we are close enough friends that if she knows that someone came from my recommendation, if you've got an appointment 8 weeks out, but she has a cancellation this week, it is my people that she called first and said, would you like to move up? Okay. Why are you doing this? I want to hear from her. Thank you. I have no idea what that's about, Carolyn. If it's, let me see what you're doing here, because I know your name. Okay, I've answered. You asked me something, and I said something twice. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Zoe. Let me see. Okay, Zoe. I think I already answered you. Okay, you did put it all together, and I did answer you. That's why these things are taped. If you miss something, then you can go back and you will find it in the readings. Let's see who else. Michelle, can I have a spirit guide, please? Trust me, you already have one. If you mean you'd like a message from your spirit guide, yes, my darling, we can do that. Hang on. What I remind people is there is no way on God's green earth that we could ever make it out of here without spirit guides or angels. We're just not that smart. So, all right, let me see what I got. I'm getting a lot of animals today. You've got a bunch of mountain goats. And I am hearing Carnarvon, Caernarvon. I know that's somewhere in the UK. I don't know precisely where, I'm embarrassed to say, but what I'm seeing is there's the mountain goats are doing their little goaty thing, and there is something there that is important for you to go and discover. Interesting. I know there's Carnarvon in Western Australia, but there maybe it's where Lord Carnarvon lived. But go look that up, because there is some connection with that name that came to me out of the blue, where you need to go visit or look up or research. Okay, now, guys, there are so many of you. I am not going to get to you today because it's already 2:56. All right, this is why I say get here early. If you have these one questions, your choices are you could either wait until August for my next free reading, or if you go to my website, CorbieMitleid.com, there are burning question readings, which are my very least expensive, and you can ask the question there, and I will be happy to do a quick 2-3 minute reading, and I'll send you an MP3 recording of it. I love doing these for you. I really, really do. You keep my talent sharp. I'm reaching people that I wouldn't reach otherwise. Most of you play by the rules, for which I'm really grateful. But realize that Spirit guides do take longer than cards. So the more people, like there were a lot of spirit guides today. So that's why there are a lot of you that I will not have been able to get to. Okay. I am always glad to have you come over and do readings with me. Yes, you can find me on Best Psychics Directory pretty often, but that's more expensive. And I like my people to spend as little money as possible. That's one of the reasons I do these free readings. So, a reminder, if you've got a question you really want a deep dialogue with me about so we can look at all the possibilities, etc., until Labor Day, there it is. It's a summer sale. For 30-minute general reading, you use the code SUMMER30. For the 60-minute general reading, you use SUMMER60, and that is going to save you a fair amount of money. Now, I'm double checking. Have we got... All right, it looks like the next free reading hour is going to be on Sunday, August 13th. Again, it is 2 o'clock Eastern. And I will be more than happy to work with you and see you then. Okay? Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting me with your questions. And have a fabulous rest of July and early August. We will see you very soon.